Hey everybody, this is Michael Dissler from Qlik, and I want to spend a few minutes talking about data catalog. Okay, so data. Everybody wants data these days, but data can be in a lot of different places. Data can be in your typical relational database. Data can be in the cloud. Data can be perhaps in a data lake, or it could be perhaps just in some type of file. But whether you're in IT or you're in the business, you want to go to one place where you can find out what data do I have throughout my organization. And that is the idea of a data catalog. The catalog is going to take a look at all the different types of data you have in your organization and put it together and organize it into one place. Now, the thing to keep in mind with this catalog is that there's three different main kind of users or roles that work with the catalog. The first is the engineer, the data engineer. So they're responsible for grabbing this information and getting it set up in the catalog. So they want a tool that's easy to add and profile this information. They want to know if there's any type of dirty data within these databases that they can find it and clean it very quickly before it shows up to the user. So that's what the data engineer wants. The next role is what we call the data steward. And think of this as like the librarian for a catalog. So they're responsible for making sure everything is correctly organized, maybe identify that through various tags. They want to know some maybe KPIs on the data set. For example, what's the quality of the data? How much is it being used? Is it up to date? Things like that. And they want to understand where the data came from. Perhaps before going into this data lake, it came from somewhere before that. So they want to know the whole lineage of where that data came from. And finally, the steward over here is responsible for governance. You really don't want to have every user get access to every piece of data. You want to have some type of governance, some type of rules about who can get to what data. And so that's the responsibility of the steward. So the last person is the data consumer. And what they want to take, they want to pull out this data and do some type of analysis on that information. So they want to get the data themselves. They don't want to have to put in a request to IT or something like that and wait for weeks to get information back. They just want to do it themselves. So what they're looking for out of the catalog is much more of almost like an online shopping experience. They can just go for themselves. They select information, they browse, they search, they kind of peek a little bit and see what's in there, and then they take the data they want. One thing to keep in mind, that this catalog can be part of your overall data pipeline. So perhaps you have a pipeline where you're doing more than just replicating data and transforming data. The end of that pipeline should be the catalog. So keep that in mind. The catalog doesn't have to be by itself. Okay, so that is a data catalog. Again, you have three different types of roles. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.